Metal. How we doing, kids? It's Todd from Toju Racing. It is time for our Sunday night chat. Start with a little prong. Good stuff. All right, we're going to shut that off so we can hear what we're saying. So I hope everybody's well. I hope everybody's having a good week. I want to start out right away by saying prayers and thoughts and speedy recovery to everyone that's been affected by the terrible, terrible Hurricane Helene. She went way up into the Carolinas, Georgia, and all that, and North Carolina really got hauled, and it's just heartbreaking to see the stuff. We had some really bad flooding in '93 here, nothing on the scale that North Carolina received, and in Georgia and all that. Well, anyway, yeah, prayers to everybody affected by that. I have some family down in Dunedin, Palm Harbor, Clearwater, and Tampa Bay, and all their homes were okay, but my sister's business, which is on Tampa Bay, Fat Beat Farm, it's a farm-to-table place, it was pretty much decimated by the storm surge. I think they said it was 6 feet high, and they since they're a farm, they lost all their plants due to the salt water and all that stuff, and a lot of the machinery and the site buildings and all that were very, very much damaged. I haven't gotten a full report from her, so I'm sure that's just one of many, many, many stories of devastation. Some of the stuff in North Carolina, I mean, they have bridges washed out and towns you can't even get to. It's very sad. Again, thoughts and prayers to everybody affected by that horrible storm. So what's been going on this week? It's been a busy week. I had a pretty good week. Felt pretty good this week. Things aren't bugging me too much down here. They are bugging me still. We did get scheduled to get the endoscopy and the butt and the throat cam, so that's good, except other than the wheels of medicine move really slow, and that's not going to happen until November or something, which is a long time from now yet. I'm like, that's 5 more weeks. I've been having trouble since August 15th. The schedule lady was really nice. I was very nice to her. I just did express, that's taken a bit long. Isn't there anything we can do to maybe, fast track me in, since I am actually having problems? And she said, they'd do it if they could, but, that's what they had. And they are going to try to do both procedures on the one day, which is good. I'm not looking forward to the human Drano. But anyway, enough of all that. Get a drink of water here. Had a great long bike ride with Track Girl today. Listened to an Allman Brothers tribute band down at Oktoberfest down at Waterworks Park here in Des Moines. It was a great band, amazing band. They sounded just like the Allman Brothers, even sounded like Dwayne and Greg on the vocals. 2 drummers, 2 guitarists, bass, and a keyboardist. They were really good. They're called Southbound. Really good band. Really good band, a nice bike ride, like I said, with Track Girl, almost 20 miles, so that's cool. And yesterday I got out with Phoebe, and we did about 5 miles of mountain biking. I like to go longer, but 5 miles is about as far as Phoebe really likes to go, and I don't push Phoebe too hard. I think she heard me. Here she comes. Uh-oh. Phoebe? Hi, baby. What's going on? Are you pretty? Yes, you are. You weren't down here to start the show this week. She's a great dog. So, a lot of good live chats this week. I got to join Eazy-E on one of his live chats, and Marty's was good, Eric's was good, Pete and Rahul and Joe had a really good chat Saturday morning that was really nice, and they actually talked about what motivates you in slot cars, and I kind of thought about that question, and it's an interesting question. I think that what would motivate me, and this is not really part of their show, but I thought I'd mention it. I don't know. I like to get better at racing. I like to make the track better. Make my cars better if I can. I've still got a lot to learn about tuning, but the Carrera cars, the tunes are pretty easy. I don't have any of the trickier ones that you practically have to tune them and tune them right. Although I am working on my Legends cars. I'm going to show you a little update on that. I got a lot done on mine. I haven't got to work too much on Dave's yet because I've just been working on paint. And I did get his motor painted up and put together and all that. We've got a little problem. The chassis for both of them, these are not perfectly flat. Okay, I'll show you here. Okay, it's fine when you push on the front, but when you push on the back, that's no good. And the other chassis right here has the exact same issue. Front not bad. Front actually lifts the back a little, so this one's even worse. And then it does that. So, slot car dude Nico, the Duderino, El Duderino, has a video about that, and you tape these chassis down to like an aluminum plate, and where they're perfectly flat, and then you take almost boiling water and you do a light pass, kind of like when you're doing stripes when you're painting. I think is kind of the way I kind of looked at it. Anyway, and you just do that a few times, and then you let it cool down and see where it's at, and then if you need to, you do it again. So that should work pretty good and get those chassis flat. Otherwise, I guess you can get tire chatter with the Legends cars. Excuse me, and all that. I've been super busy, so I hadn't had as much time to put into those as I would have liked. But now that I've gotten the painting done, and here's mine with the Golf livery. The stripe came out pretty good. A little bit of the adhesive from got on this front hood. I can cover it up with a decal, so it's not too big of a deal. And the second mirror fell on the floor, and I haven't retrieved it yet. I'm not sure where it is. I grabbed it to put it, into the car, and it slipped out of my hand, which is just super annoying. Then I've got, all the liveries and the stickers, and a couple different things and numbers too. So we're gonna get it all decorated up, but I really like how it came out. That looks nice and sharp. It looks like a Golf car. And here's my cockpit. I got the cockpit done. And I did him up in the blue and orange. It's not perfect, but I mean, you're not gonna see it too awful close. So, some good detail in there, in all truth, for just a cockpit. And then I'm going to do orange wheels. There's the little vent shade that goes over the windscreen, and I still got to mount them in. And there's the motor all done up, and I got to still put the header on. So, and get all that, and then comes the real technical stuff where you got to do the axles with the right size and all that other stuff. So I am off this week, so I'm going to try to get both those done. It's race night this coming Saturday. Sorry, trying to adjust the camera there. So yeah, very cool. And then I was fortunate enough by Dan from Slot Valley Racing and Harry. We all know Harry, middle guys. I joined a chat with them, and it was actually really interesting and a lot of fun to get together, and I took a few questions and kind of gave a little background about me and how we got started and about my friends that I race with and all that stuff. I think I've kind of talked about them here, but it was kind of cool to do a live chat. I gained a few subscribers out of it, which is really cool. So yeah, that's really neat. And a neat chat too that was this week was Pete, Rahul, Pete. I'm sorry, I can't talk. Pete, Rahul, and Joe did a really cool chat on Saturday morning, about what motivates you and what's your passion in the slot cars, and what you really like about it and what keeps you going. And that's really interesting thought because, I have a lot of fun with just about all the aspects. I'm always trying to make something better, though. I love the diorama aspect of the track that I didn't think I would like at first. I figured, just put the track up. Then I started putting the scenery in, and then, hey, it's starting to look like a real racetrack, at least, a diorama of one, or a, mock racetrack. So, I really like that part of it now. It's really fun, but, you don't want to go too far and put too much crap out there. I still, like I've mentioned, I want to put in a TV tower with a TV cameraman, all that. Still waiting for my buddy to get his 3D printer done. I wish somebody would just sell some 3D figures that we could buy that, are more specific for the racetrack. I've seen a cameraman and a camera guy, but sadly they're just the STL files, and I've thought about getting a printer, but I don't know. I probably should. Maybe I will one of these days, but if somebody just sold some of these things or offered custom figures, that'd be really cool. I don't know if you guys that make figures ever thought about that. That'd be really cool. So, yeah. Oh, and I never really finished talking about the live chat completely. And I wanted to thank Dan for inviting me on. I'd be happy to come back sometime and do that again, because it was a good time chatting with Harry and everybody. So, very cool. Gonna do another recipe video. I think I might try to do a recipe video once every week, every 2 weeks or something like that. I've got a lot of ideas. Track Girl makes these really good jalapeno poppers, and I say really good, man. These things are phenomenal. And they're not deep fried, so they're somewhat healthy. I mean, they're not healthy because they've still got cream cheese and bacon. But they're really good. They're really easy to make. There is a little bit of a knack to them. I'm going to do a video about that. I'm going to do a video about how to make some homemade ice cream. And then an Italian meatloaf. That's the one coming this week. So, yeah, that'll be cool. Hope everybody likes the cooking videos. I know they're not for everybody, but if you are into them, that's cool. And, you know, I might get other viewers that way. So that's kind of neat. Yeah, I did a little short of Phoebe and I mountain biking that's kind of cool that came up if you want to check it out. But I had like, you know, 600 views of that. So that's really cool. Yeah, I didn't expect that many views of it. So, but you know, it is you know, biking with the dog. It's nothing special or anything. You know, I kind of, when Phoebe and I go mountain biking, I go the pace Phoebe wants to go. I don't push her hard. You know, a year or two back when we were really doing it a lot, she was so fast I had trouble keeping up with her. She's a little bit slower now. If she gets fired up, though, she'll get going really fast. And, you know, about half the ride, she usually leads the way. And then we ride next to one another. Or she's slightly behind me. I actually have a bell on her so I can kind of hear her where she's at. And I know where she is. And I have a really loud hub when I freewheel, so that helps her keep track of me. So anyway, now let's get to some slot car stuff. Back to the slot car stuff. So yeah. You know, again, what inspires me, I like to make my cars better, my track better. I've got some track changes coming up here in the future. Hopefully this week I'm going to go ahead and move Doctor Who out. I've talked about that, the pinball machine, and I'm going to make the track about 2.5 feet longer, which will fix that problem we're having on the far corner. I can't remember who, I think it was Doug mentioned maybe doing a different style corner. And I just might, you know, a big, longer, you know, less of a hard turn, less of a radius, you know, some R2s instead of the R1s, maybe do a bigger R2 turn. That might solve that problem of everybody wiping out in that far corner off the straight. But I mean, you know, that's just racing. I kind of like it the way it is, though, because we've got that lane changer right there where if you forget to change lanes when you're going through the straightaway before you go that long, down that long, if you forget to use the lane change in the long straight, then you have an out for that. But I mean, you know, we're all big kids and we know how to race, so maybe it would behoove me to do that. So I might actually try that. I appreciate the suggestions. I really do. We always want to make the track better if possible. I'll have to buy some more shoulders if I do. So I don't know. We'll see. I might have room to do that, and that would be pretty cool. As long as it wouldn't eat up the length I need for the straights. That, you know what I mean. I want to get 2 straights in there, so I can have at least 1 straight before the start gate. And I would also like to make my pit lane 1 lane longer. I'd really like to do that. So I kind of want to put some S curvage back in there, but I don't know if that's in the cards. I kind of missed the little squiggly S curve section. I really enjoyed that. But we'll see. I don't know. You know, I can use the track planner, but it always doesn't work out for me as well as I'd like it to. I always end up having to make some modifications, but that's probably just, you know, the way it goes. Part of putting your track together. But that's all right. No big deal. I don't mind. Okay. Warren was on the chat with us. Nice guy, Warren from lighttech.ca. That's his webpage. He's got some really nice products on there. You should go check him out if you're needing something you can't find somewhere else. He's from Canada, so you'll pay a little bit less. So shout out to Warren and lighttech.ca. You rock, man. Anyway, Warren mentioned, we were talking during the chat about, it might have been before the chat, but it might have been during the chat. I don't remember now. We were talking about deslotting a lot. And he mentioned that the group he plays with or races with, sometimes they put in a rule where if you go off the track, you have to throw $1 in the kitty, and then the winner at the end gets all the money. I'm like, ooh, that would be really interesting. He said, you never seen people stay on the track so much and slow down. So that's a neat idea. We might have to try that. I don't know what my slot guys think about that. I'm not sure if all the friends watch these videos, but I'm going to mention it to them. I know, no, the Hat Man does. So anyway, that's kind of a neat idea. Anyway, I think so. Other Dave is working on the logo right now. He's using some sort of a photo editor, and he's going to try to make that into something that we can start using, and then we're going to do a regular intro, trying to make a better intro, more interesting intro, you know, that has some, you know, maybe hopefully some kind of drone-ish shots of cars going by, and you know, some corner shots, that sort of thing. So we're working on that. I've got to pick up a gimbal and some other things for filming. So you know, we're trying to make better products. Den, our video guy, does an outstanding job, and he's improving all the time on his skills. We're trying to make things better. You know, I want to have a regular intro and maybe a regular exit type video portions. Make it real short on the exit and keep the intro maybe 10 seconds long. Not very long. I want to keep it, you know, fairly short, keep people interested in watching the video, because you know, we all seem to have shorter attention spans these days. I know I'm guilty of that. Not everybody, and not all of us. And sometimes, you know, it's not like that, but that's all good. Anyway, I'm getting off topic there. So yeah, that's good news on the logo. So very cool, very cool. I did Den did a little video short of the pit garage, which is basically finished, and like it says Skipper Speedway in the middle. Then each of the 7 bays has the team names for all the teams, for all the guys' teams that we keep the whiteboard on, if you've seen the whiteboard video. So it's basically done with its external lights and some internal LEDs. Den's hopefully coming over tomorrow. We're going to get that thing installed on the track. We got to run a power supply underneath the table and some stuff like that. But we're going to have that on the track, and we'll do a new track tour next week. We've got a few changes out there. We got some new crash walls in. It might be after I get the actual track update done with making the table longer, which would be cool. And I might add one set of wireless controllers just to make things easier for a couple racers. So that would be kind of cool. Haven't gotten to that yet, but you know. Let's see, we kind of went over a bench tour. So that's about all I really have this week. I just got a couple quick shout outs. I wanted to shout out to Shane at Bonza Slot Car Hub, and I wanted to shout out to Lee at Lee's Slot Cars. Those are some really cool pages. You ought to check them out. Slot Car Hub is one of our Aussie friends, so good day, mate. So check them out. They both got really cool pages, lots of neat stuff. Lee does some really neat stuff, and Lee likes some really good music too, so very cool. All right, guys, that's really it. Kind of a shorter chat today. I didn't have too much to go over. Like I said, it's been a pretty, last week was a pretty good week. This week's race night, so hopefully, like I said, I'll get these Legends cars finished and ready to go, and we can try to run them, and we're hoping that those will be as fast as Adam's superior Cheetah car and the Cobra Jet. So yeah, that's everything. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you made it to the end. If you did, thank you very much for stopping by. If you're not a regular subscriber, please give us a like and subscribe, maybe a thumbs up, and make a comment. We really appreciate any feedback is good, even if it's critiquing, so no big deal. I ramble on a lot. I can know that you can say that. I get off subject sometimes. That's just how I am, but that's what this video is. It's just me talking. So it's interesting to some, probably not interesting to others. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. See you later, Slot Cowboys. Race on. Oops.